Live from KPRC, this is Local 2 News.
Breaking news from Northwest Harris County after employees were tied up during an armed robbery at a jewelry store.
Plus, robbers hit 3 businesses in the same Northwest Houston neighborhood in a matter of minutes.
And here's a live picture from East Houston where Local 2 has teamed up with Houston Habitat for Humanity and Star Furniture to build a home for a very deserving local family. But first, we begin with that armed robbery from Northwest Harris County. Good morning. I'm Andy Sirota.
And I'm Jennifer Reyna. The search is on for the suspects who tied up employees at a Zales jewelry store at the Houston Premium Outlets.
Local 2's Jennifer Bauer joining us now live from the scene. Jen.
You know, this happened just before 10 o'clock this morning, before the store was set to open. As you mentioned, it's inside the Houston Premium Outlets. You can see behind me there is still some police activity here on scene. What we're hearing is that 3 armed men robbed the place and tied the employees up. What we don't know is if anyone was hurt or what they got away with. Now, Harris County Precinct 4 deputies are still here on scene. They are investigating this as a robbery and looking for the suspects right now. You know, this mall just opened about an hour ago, so there's still plenty of police cars here on scene, and they do have the Zales store surrounded by police tape. Again, 3 suspects. They robbed the store, tied the employees up. We're going to stay out here on scene and continue to follow this breaking news and bring you any new developments just as soon as we learn them. For now, though, we are live in Cypress. Jennifer Bauer, KPRC Local 2.
We have more breaking news right now from Northeast Harris County. Harris County deputies are searching for a group of crooks after an armed robbery at a Radio Shack. Here are pictures from Sky 2. Investigators are searching for at least 4 suspects. We're told no one was hurt in the robbery. Several nearby schools were placed on lockdown while police searched for the suspects. We're told those lockdowns have been lifted.
And there's more breaking news, this time from Southwest Houston, where a person was hit by a pickup truck and killed on Bel Air and Corporate. These are live pictures from Sky 2. Details are still coming in, but investigators are on the scene right now gathering information. If you happen to be heading in that direction, use Harwin or Beechnut because roads in the area will be closed. Remember, when we're not on the air, the fastest way to get breaking news is to follow Local 2 on click2houston.com, Facebook, and Twitter. Armed robbers targeted 3 Northwest Houston businesses in less than an hour overnight.
And police tell us they believe these crimes are connected. Here's a map of where the robberies happened. They're just miles apart. Police say the robbers used the same violent technique at all 3 places. Local 2's Courtney Gilmore joining us live from Northwest Houston with the very latest. Courtney, good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Andy. I've been talking to detectives, and they're actually still trying to piece together everything and talk to witnesses. Now, this McDonald's behind me was the last business that was robbed. I spoke to witnesses, and they said they couldn't get a good look at the suspects because they were wearing masks. Detectives are searching for a gang of suspects who were armed, bold, and dangerous. Overnight, police received calls on 3 different armed robberies. Officers believe they're all connected because of their close proximity and the suspects' method of operation. Residents like Chad Horlicka, who live near the Heights and Garden Oaks area, are on edge.
It's actually quite concerning, again, being that we've lived over here for quite some time and have a very safe neighborhood and a neighborhood watch program. Being that these robberies are occurring so close to home now is definitely frightening.
The late-night crime spree started around 8 p.m. Investigators tell us 3 to 4 young men stormed into this Valero off 16th and North Shepherd and held the clerk at gunpoint while demanding cash. And around 8:15, an employee inside of this Advanced Auto Parts store off 11th near North Shepherd tells me they saw a group of guys running across the street heading in their direction. Well, police say those suspects then tried to hit up this store right here. They tried to get in, but witnesses say the doors were locked because the store was just about to close. So that's when those suspects approached a customer, held him at gunpoint, and then took off with his cell phone and his wallet on foot. And just before 9 p.m., police received an emergency call about an armed robbery inside of this McDonald's off Ella near 610. A witness told me while customers were eating with their families, a group of men carrying guns stormed in and shouted for the money in the register. Now, in all three cases, we haven't heard of any injuries, but of course, traumatic events for the customers and the employees inside of all three businesses. Residents in this area are hoping those suspects are caught soon. Now reporting live in Northwest Houston, I'm Courtney Gilmore, KPRC Local 2.
Courtney, thank you very much. Employees from the Advanced Auto Parts store tell Local 2 that the same group of guys have tried to rob them on 2 other occasions. They weren't able to get in because the doors were locked.
Well, a very cold start to the morning, or chilly, I should say, but it's turning out to be a rather picturesque day. So let's find out what the temperatures will head up to. Anthony Yanez joins us now.
Another day in paradise, Jennifer. Yeah. It's just beautiful out there, as you can see. Again, not a cloud in the sky. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Still a little bit on the chilly side. I think pretty much all day long we'll be in the 50s, 59 degrees for a high temperature. Right now, 54. Look at that humidity, very low, 25%. We've got a little bit of a breeze. You saw that in Courtney's live shot. Northwesterly wind, 10 miles per hour, clear skies. Nothing too crazy with the winds, but it is present. Right now, temperatures still a little chilly out in Katy, 48 degrees, but for the most part, lower to mid-50s for all of us. The range 52 from Galveston to Conroe. It looks like 55 in Sugar Land, and then also Angleton. The winds are out of the northwest, and again, nothing too crazy, but they are present. I think the range this afternoon will be about 10 to 15 miles per hour. You see 9 in Sugar Land, 16 in Galveston, the rest in between. But that northwesterly wind, again, is a dry wind. So even though overnight we had a cold front move through, it's just too dry to generate any kind of rain, and again, it's a very low humidity. It really feels great out there if you love this time of year where there's just a slight chill in the air and a very dry air with the breeze with the northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. So right now, 54 degrees. We're going to be in the upper 50s from 2 to 4 o'clock. Maybe a few cities reach 60, maybe 61 degrees, but you get the idea. It'll be a cool afternoon. Then at 6 o'clock, temperatures dropping again into the mid-50s. I'll show you how much we'll warm up tomorrow before our next cold front moves in coming up.
Anthony, thanks. We'll see you in a few minutes. A driver is dead after crashing his vehicle into a utility pole. Deputies say the driver was weaving in and out of traffic around midnight on West Little York. The man lost control, skid into a ditch, and flipped into the utility pole. He was pinned inside the vehicle and died at the scene.
An autopsy will determine whether a deadly crash in Northwest Harris County was alcohol related. Deputies say a woman driving a Mustang was speeding down Champion Forest around 12:30 this morning. She lost control going through a wood fence and slammed into a tree. She died at the scene. Investigators are looking into what sparked a Northeast Houston house fire. HFD says the fire started around 2:45 this morning on Linden and Coral Street. The homeowner said he left to run to the store. When he came back, the house was on fire. The man said the house had no electricity in it. No one was hurt.
A local family's dream of having their own home is one step closer to becoming a reality. Local 2 has teamed up with Houston Habitat for Humanity and Star Furniture. Local 2's Courtney Zavala joining us now live from East Houston, where construction is underway. Courtney, a beautiful day out there. How are things going?
You know, it is a beautiful day, Andy. I can tell you things are going great. Just take a look behind me. This house is really starting to take shape. You see what they're doing here? The crane, the roof is actually going to be pitched up and put on today. So again, this is starting to take shape, and we are ahead of schedule.
I haven't calmed down yet.
And she probably won't for a while. Kimberly Hudson is standing in the driveway of her new home. It's in the process of being built by herself and countless of volunteers, thanks to Houston's Habitat for Humanity.
It feels amazing. It feels very amazing. Like words just can't even explain, how I feel.
Kimberly is pounding nails and working on building her home too. It's part of the contract to provide a minimum of 300 hours working alongside the Habitat volunteers. And there's been a huge amount of progress in a short amount of time.
Right now, what we're doing is, you can see behind me, we're wrapping up putting the sheathing, and we're about to prep to put the roof trusses on, which gives the roof its pitch.
KPRC Local 2 has had several sponsors helping Kimberly. Today, Shipley's Donuts is at the site volunteering.
And I thank everyone who's coming out and helping me. It's just, heartwarming to know that people are taking time out of their busy schedule to come out and help me. It feels amazing.
It It really does. There is a sense of accomplishment out here, and you can see this crane here. This house is really starting to take shape. We have a bunch of our KPRC Local 2 volunteers here, as well as, of course, Shipley's Donuts and many other people. 25 volunteers a day, along with Kimberly, which is part of her contract, again, with Houston's Habitat for Humanity. Again, we are ahead of schedule. I'm saying we. They're the ones doing the work here, but they are ahead of schedule, and they're looking at about 5 more days of actually construction. So again, we're going to be here to show you the progress each and every day. For now, we're live in East Houston. Courtney Savella, KPRC Local 2.
Yeah, great sense of accomplishment for sure. Courtney, thanks a lot. And if you're interested in volunteering, just head on over to our website, click2houston.com, and check out the Community tab section.
Well, today would have been Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.'s 85th birthday. King was born in Atlanta on January 15th, 1929. Martin Luther King Day will honor the slain civil rights leader next Monday.
An incredible story of sisterly love on the road to the Sochi Winter Olympics.
Coming up, why one athlete is giving up her spot on Team USA to her twin.
Plus, how Captain Sully and the survivors of the Miracle on the Hudson are marking today's 5-year anniversary.
And next, a school shooting at a New Mexico middle school, how a teacher risked his own life to stop the violence.
A deadly season. Everything you once knew about the flu has changed.